I don't think I've ever seen anyone slow Andrew Gilding down. But that's what I sense with Mensur Suljovic. He dictated the pace round about that 3-all that you were talking about when he began to take control.
140.
And visually, you can see he's just taking his time, just approaching the jockey. So maybe that's a strategy he's going to use. But I would say Rob Cross he's cunning, he's clever, he's a good match player, and that won't affect him.
45.
Yeah. I think that's
Robbie require 170.
a fairly succinct assessment of where we are with Suljovic, but Cross down to a finish first on the Suljovic throw. 17 for tops. For the early break, and Suljovic on a bogey number as well, so didn't have to take it out there and then, but it helps that he does. It just gives him a little bit of impetus. And
great to see Chizzy earlier as well. He was heard him talking to Belgian TV, and he was how much it was of a proud winner he was to win it last year. This is good. This is really good stuff from Mensur Suljovic. He's very, very difficult to play. Sometimes you don't know where to watch him as his legs are kicking all over. You actually think he's throwing a bad dart because he's almost flinging himself to the dartboard, but he's playing some good stuff right now.
105.
yeah, and you just think it may have been a different story had he not been allowed the opportunity to get back on the terms, or back on terms at one apiece, when Rob Cross had that good opportunity for a 2-0 lead. But look at that once again. I mean, Suljovic took out double 14 early on yesterday. We talked about his versatility on the finishing, but it is such a reliable friend for him, isn't it, when he turns that way? Well, maybe gambled a little bit too much by going so close to the second dart in the bed, but by the way, points on the floor.
100.
You could just see him sort of place it in the area where those first two darts. When you mentioned in your introduction to this game, you know, this was a Premier League matchup in 2018 and 19. They've played each other on the
140.
in the Grand Prix and the Grand Slam of darts.
130.
It just feels like a really important moment for these two players. Wonderful dart on the 1-3. He's been here before with the double 5. Takes his time once again.
Well, that is a killer moment, because I tell you what, Suljovic had done really well to get him into the position, or get himself into the position that he was in at 1-2-3.
Would have the dart in the final leg.
Well, he's got to be careful here from 2-6-2, of course.
When you're hitting the treble, you don't have to worry about anything whatsoever.
Pulled off the perfect response. Well, it's astonishing, isn't it? Because I mentioned in that match yesterday, he hit 2 180s in that all-important 7th leg, and he's hit 2 180s in this one as well. And is it where the tide turns once more for Mensur Suljovic? As was the case yesterday against Andrew Gilding. He's pulled off a couple of 180s in a key leg, and the tide could be about to turn once more.
Big 17. The double top to go the distance. Quality finishing continues here at the Flanders Darts Trophy. Mensur Suljovic has taken the last 2 legs in 15 and 12 darts.
A very gettable and a very manageable 2-dart combination. But what pressure can Rob Cross apply here, Glenn?
Plenty of pressure. That's what champions do. He leaves himself a 2-dart finish. Mensur Suljovic, tops is never his favourite. But he has to hit the big number. No doubt in his focus and determination. Remember, 5-3 down. What an opportunity.
Mensur Suljovic has not competed in a 3rd round on a European Tour stage this season. He is on the brink of advancing to the final day of action here in Antwerp. He has 2 darts at tops. That was way below the target. Very much out of keeping with what he's been doing so far. Double 10 is also 50. Fairly wide of the mark, and isn't it ironic? He was 5 from 7 before that. He's now 5 from 9, and Cross can step in and pick up the loose change.
What an opportunity. Rob Cross could have easily had his head go down at one point. He was way behind, but a couple of 140s give him an opportunity. Match, dart, double 8.
67.
Well, match darts have come and gone for both players. Suljovic missing the target on double 20 and double 10. Cross missing double 16 and double 8.
Mensur required 10.
And it's Mensur who steps back up to the plate, looking at 3 clear opportunities at double 5. Rob Cross took out double 5 earlier on in this one. That seems like a long time ago now. He's splitting this one, however. He's gone for double 4. It's a gamble, but it pays dividends for Mensur Suljovic. And the comeback king this weekend does it once again. He trailed against Andrew Gilding by 3 legs to 1. He pulled that one out of the bag, and he was 5-3 down against the former European and world champion Rob Cross, but he's produced a stunning finale. 3 legs on the spin, and Mensur Suljovic advances to the final day of action on a European Tour stage for the first time this year. He takes an absolute classic in the opener by 6 legs to 5.
I think you're playing the best game of your best darts of your life at the moment. And he said, Glenn, when I lost a lot of the weight, the darts just was not right. I wasn't stood correct. They weren't coming up my hands right. And he said, since I put a bit more weight on, I feel more solid on there. And I'm just looking at Peter. The throw looks so different.
It is an interesting one. Look, Luke Humphries lost a load of weight, became the best player in the world. Now, it wasn't just the fact he lost some weight, but it was a factor. And in fact, he said it was the biggest factor. Woodhouse, no need to go to the 20s. That leaves double 8. And that's an excellent start from Woody. But yeah, Luke Humphries lost a load of weight, got better. Everybody points to that time Phil Taylor had a crash diet. He was off in Portugal.
He'll fight, he'll scrap. He's looking so much better right now. Can he get back in this match? He'll have an opportunity with this 81, and the double bubble is the fact that it 55. Would be for a breaker throw as well. So important passage of play here for Peter Wright.
To the 12 segment. Now the ball.
56.
Very nearly a 12 darter out of a clear blue sky from Peter Wright, because there's been no sign of that turning up in this game. But this for 4-0.
And when things are going your way, these go. So treble 19 has to be hit.
57. PT required 25.
Double 8. Oh, he's dragged it into the double 16. Busts his score. Things are going from bad to worse for Snakebite.
Hope to go into even worse as well, because Luke Woodhouse looks determined as he looks at this double 16. He's only lost 1 leg this weekend so far, remember.
20. PT required 25.
Back at this double 8. Only at the 11s. Double 4.
21.
Well, he's had the chances.
Luke, you require 32. Game
4-0.
4th leg.
And I might sit here, Dan, with a mic in my hand, but I'm also a big fan of Peter Wright as well.
And be absolutely incredible. So you know what you're facing. Nowadays, the last couple of years, it is potluck. It might be that version of Peter Wright, because we've seen that version. Or it might be this version. And is it disconcerting where you just have no idea what it's going to be like?
And it can often be determined by how you've been practicing from home. It's a difficult question to answer in the sense that I never really had the odd good game in me in that period there. I knew I was going to get up and play bad. And I think I would have liked the opportunity to think, well, there's a possibility I could do what Luke Woodhouse is doing here, because he's leading 5-0 and has been professional from the first start to the last.
Haven't done in ages in Mensur's case, and be right at the business end of a European Tour event. Peter Wright, that 1 second is absolutely murdering in this game.
64.
6 starts and 188 for Luke Woodhouse. It's catching. Crowd seems stunned, Dan, as it's a funny atmosphere for a Euro Tour. Normally it's boisterous, it's banging in here. It's almost like they're just trying to drag Peter Wright to get at least a couple of legs on the board, to see if that inspires him to get going. But I think that dart right there tells you everything 41. For Peter Wright in this match.
Luke, you require 73.
Well, you said very early on that you weren't convinced with how Peter Wright's throw was looking, and it's certainly not going straight. But Luke Woodhouse is straight through to the final day of the Flanders Darts Trophy. He beats Peter Wright and beats him comprehensively. To look as comfortable as he does look on a big stage when it has happened so few times for him, I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Glenn and I touched upon this yesterday, actually. We talked about how his progression has been almost typical of many young German players experiencing that, you know, that next-gen series and then the Super League series as well in Germany. It's often such a... Well, it has proved to be a really good conveyor belt, hasn't it, or a good formula in terms of development for German players.
58.
Maynard spoke highly of Weber in the build-up to yesterday's match as well. And Weber looking good value here for a 2-0 lead. He's 90 points away. I think that's 72 points away. Can't quite find that treble 16 that would have left the opportunity. But Chizzy has work to do from 186. Not been a great day for the seeded players so far, and Weber is looking to maybe extend that sequence.
96.
Winner of this one to face either James Wade or Kim Huybrechts. Two players who know each other inside out, meeting later on today in tonight's session, featuring 3 Belgian players. That one's further away and much further away, but that one is bang on the money, and that is an 18-dart hold to back up the 21-dart break. Well, he needs to, because a big visit here from Weber will continue to ask the questions. It's a 140 to get down to 142, so Weber once again down to a finish first on the Chizzy throw. Chizzy needs something significant here. I would suggest a treble at least.
60.
But it is just a 60.
142.
This one is in the balance. This could easily be another break of throw for Leon Weber.
Yeah, like that shot.
Yeah, 97 away.
So one treble gets him to a double. Nice use of the board.
Yeah,
102.
very nice indeed.
116.
It just makes life a little bit more difficult for Dave Chisnall than it already was. This 116, Dave, I think might have to go. There's the single 16 back upstairs for tops to register his first leg on the scoreboard. That is very good indeed from Dave Chisnall. Once again producing some darts worthy of a defending champion. That's the very least he can do there. But can Chizzy make an impression on the Weber throw? It looks as though he might do, because he's rattled in back-to-back 180s out of nowhere. Where's this come from?
70.
Really would have hurt. But Dave Chisnall, all of a sudden, started to find the targets he's going for. Back-to-back maximums. Tops for an 11-darter.
From nowhere. Dave Chisnall, little wonder there's a puff of the cheeks there from the number 10 seed, because
Leon Weber is some introduction to the Euro Tour he's had this year. Beat Ryan Joyce on his debut, only lost out to Peter Wright narrowly. Beat Watermania yesterday, and looks like he's going to beat the defending champion here in Antwerp, Dave Chisnall, today to reach the final day of a Euro Tour for the first time in his career. Brilliant stuff from the young German.
yeah, Chizzy can, well, he can't even post anything significant. He's only down to 181, and Weber has 6 darts from here. As I've said time and time again, he's not been brilliant on double 20, but he's got so much to work with now. And Leon Weber keeps the dream alive once again in Antwerp. What a weekend it is promising to be for the young German, who is starting to make a real impression on the European Tour and on the PDC circuit, full stop, as well. I think that will stand him in good stead this time around.
I think that's a great point, because you do learn lessons. You try to rectify the mistakes. He didn't have to go through Q school. He got his tour card this year by getting through from the rankings from his success he had on the Challenge Tour last year. You know, he's doing the right things at the right time right now.
Well, Josh Rock will be, well, I was about to say we'll be hoping to do the same here, but the first dart rather
Apparently required 97.
derailed him there, and Sedlacek is looking at 97 to get back on terms quickly. Double 12.
Yeah, on the second leg.
Good response from Czechia's number 1.
Yeah, it's a wonderful response. I was thinking 158 in the first leg, 97. They're the types of finishes that he might be sort of left with. He's averaging over 105 for the tournament with his first 9 darts. So any player who's going to play him are going to have to find their A game. He ain't going anywhere.
91. Joshua got 157.
157 here for Rock. And Sedlacek is lurking on 170 for
60.
another breaker throw.
170.
One break apiece so far. They want the big fish. We have seen the big fish this weekend. We're not going to see any more big fish just yet.
33. Joshua got 97.
Seen the 97 already in this game from Karel Sedlacek.
Treble 18. It's yeah, that wasn't necessarily the end of the world there for Josh Rock. He just took a moment. 18. No, it's 16s. Wow, what a nice bit of play that was as well. Just debated whether he might go tops, but he went the alternative route, some might say as well, the Mervyn King route. He was a big advocate of the use of the 16s when looking at 80.
For the Premier League next year, you mentioned that match play. I mean, he was wonderful in the first round against Ross Smith. That epic game once again against Michael van Gerwen. Gerwin Price, who just looked $1 million. Everyone thought Gerwin Price was going to go on to win the match play. Josh Rock done a real number on that one. And look, he had Luke Littler all over the place at the beginning of that game. But the 9-darter from Littler, it was a special match. But I think Josh Rock's then got to the World Series. He looks fresh. Like I say, he's up against it here, because look at Sedlacek once again. This for a 4-2 lead.
432. Karel require 32.
Well, he's broken the sequence of 15 darters, but he won't care one jot about that if he can establish a 4-2 lead and get this third break of throw. It would be 2 breaks apiece so far. And he's actually busted score. The final dart found the double 16 when he wanted it initially.
Remember that moment? It could be pivotal. That was for a 4-2 lead. And a race to 6, 3-3. Is that enough? Is a ton enough in the circumstances?
I suspect maybe not. Treble 18. Rock
91.
will be hopeful, if not overly confident of returning. And he will return, because Sedlacek can't find the 161, and that could well be that for Sedlacek.
Been
a good attempt so far, but it might all be in vain as Rock sizes up double 8 and sizes up double 4. And we do have another twist in the tail, Glenn.
Incredible. 71.
Karel Sedlacek will be looking at the 13s bed. He looks at it, he hits it, double 16. This is a massive dart. Nervy dart from Josh Rock. Karel Sedlacek says, take that. Looks so composed. Let me tell you, at 5-5, your body feels a little bit different. You can feel that little bit of tension and anxiety.
41.
That is
an error.
A massive error. Not just the loose dart, but the fact that it's strayed into the 1, and it's 169 for Josh Rock, a bogey number, and Sedlacek.
And look what he's left. This time yesterday, at 5-5, Karel Sedlacek, with his opponent sat pretty as Josh Rock is, he wanted 84. On that occasion, he finished on the bullseye. I wonder if that's on his mind right now. Unbelievable. It is the bullseye.
59. Joshua requires 70.
Match dart at the bullseye comes and goes for Sedlacek. Rock is looking at 70. He's now looking at double 16. Match darts for both players have been missed, and it's Sedlacek who will return to the place looking at 25.
Just an incredible game whatsoever. What a day for the seeds are tumbling. That's an error. That's a big mistake. I like what he's doing. He's just composing himself. 13 points left. Can he find the big number? The big 5, surely. He's nervy all for the first time. Looking at that big 5, he gets it. Match dart.
21.
Well, it may all have been about the first start there, missing the big number, and he only gave himself one shot at a double. It wasn't enough. And this time, Josh Rock, with his second match start, becomes the first seeded player to secure his place in the round of 16 tomorrow. But my goodness me, he had to survive a huge scare in the midst of that one. He wins 3 of the last 4 legs to book his place in the Sunday action here in Antwerp.
Very, very exclusive club of players who've won a PDC ranking title without being a tour card holder at the time.
140.
You can often tell when he's feeling good about himself. In June last year, a couple of challenge to us on the spin. It's in the interviews that you have with him, he's suffered terribly with injuries ever since he won Lakeside in 2012. Upstairs, the double 18. Beautiful once again from Damon Heta. 70 finish in the opener, 1-2-1 in leg 3. He's searching for when he's up there. This rhythm of his throws, it's beautiful these days. It's almost like the first dart he aims and the second one, and he's worked so hard, and that's not the throw he had when he come across to the UK in 2019. He worked meticulous on just getting things right, even from his nutrition, his fitness, his exercise. And that rhythm right now is just beginning to find his scoring boots, and the numbers confirm
123.
that.
Yeah, the scoring has arrived for Damon Heta. And it bought him time in the previous leg. He's going to have time in this leg as well. What he wants to do is just pin this quickly, move straight on, and it will feel like Christian Kist is caught in a whirlwind, because he's not really had a look in the last sort of 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say tops and tens has been the problem. That double 5 was a real saviour, but then that double 10 there was clean as a whistle, and Damon Heta goes one away. It's routine. It's the kind of first round that you will be moaning about early doors. This is what he can do.
140.
Beautiful to see from the Aussie. Christian Kist is on the ropes.
Well, objective 1 was finally achieved by Christian Kist this weekend. He won a game on the Euro Tour for the first time in 8 years. He's not going to make it back-to-back. He goes bull first. That leaves double 8. Damon Heta nearly closing it out with a 12-darter. He will come back with more match darts, and this sort of late surge in the game has put some real gloss on this performance for him.
Yeah, it's good to see Christian Kist on the stage. Hopefully you see the advantage of what he did yesterday. But Aussie rules in Belgium. Damon Heta does get through. It was pretty late. It was a bit of a slow burner for Damon Heta, but that's the ceiling that he's set himself there.
The best of them, the top 5 of the Euro Tour this weekend, this year. But it was Gurney who produced one of the 3 I think we saw yesterday. Wessel Nijman with a losing ton plus average yesterday, but Gurney, I think, the performance of the day.
Yeah, and Ross Smith got the highest average on the Euro Tour this year. That's right, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
112 and a bit.
96.
In Visa, that was.
Well, we had a couple in. Belgium's been quite good to us this year in terms of levels of performance between Visa and here.
134. Krzysztof, you require 72.
So for a third successive holder throw, 36 for 36. Double 9 for Ratajski. Dobey took out double 9 in the previous. Ratajski can't find double 9 here.
50.
Dobey looking at a very manageable 50 and a potential 14 dart breaker throw for a 2-1 lead, and that's exactly what he has. The number 5 seed is starting to tick over very nicely indeed. It was.
I think I always lose to him. Yeah, he didn't know the numbers, but he was aware.
You know, I'm a firm believer that it doesn't really matter what happened in a meeting in Wigan 10 years ago when you're playing this weekend, but I think if you do have a head-to-head record that is overwhelming, I think there's plenty to be said for that.
Or there's a trend. You know, you haven't beaten him for 3 years and you played him 10 times in that
You
time.
require 146.
Well, this would be an opportunity, or could have been an opportunity, could still be an opportunity for Ratajski just to establish the first real chink of daylight in this one. We've not had a 2-leg lead or a 2-leg cushion so far, but Ratajski may be on the cusp of establishing precisely that.
134.
This is just 2 really good darts players playing really good darts. Nobody's doing a great deal wrong. You're right, it's going to be the fine margins. It's going to be a missed dart, a double here and there. But there's no miss from Krzysztof Ratajski. It is 4-2.
Countless things to do, although he might prefer to just spend a bit of time on the practice ball.
121.
127 left for Dobey, and it's one that might have to go. Ratajski's going to set up nicely.
Yeah, looking at Dobey's reaction there, though, he sensed that he felt he needed maybe a little bit more there as well, because Ratajski has rattled in a really telling visit once again. He's 2 darts away. This 127 is going to have to go. Treble 19 gets it, bullseye to produce
80.
what would be another pivotal moment,
Krzysztof, you require
but it isn't
41.
for Dobey at least, but it might well be for Ratajski. Statistically, the worst leg of the match as far as Ratajski is concerned, but I tell you what, it's arguably the most important. 5-2. Well, Ratajski has somehow eked out a cushion of 50 points here, and it might be enough. He might need a little bit more. He certainly could do with a treble here.
59.
There was a way back into this game in this leg for Krzysztof. It just feels like it's let it slip away from him. Continues to slip away.
Krzysztof, you require 100.
Krzysztof Ratajski, can he get the job done now? He's missed 3 for the match already. Treble 16. Leaves the double. And that'll do it. Krzysztof Ratajski picks up his first ever big stage win against Chris Dobey. Only his second ever win against Hollywood. One of his bogey players, but what a weekend this is turning out to be for the Polish Eagles.
So there's an interesting dynamic how Martin will deal with that as well. But yeah, a fabulous night, but this match is a wonderful game to end a brilliant afternoon session.
128. And you require 108.
Options on the 108. Not often seen the 18s route now. We'll be looking again to stay there. Can't finish now.
52. They could go 150.
Yeah, taking his time here, Duijvenbode, just sizing this one up, and little wonder as well. Another one of those, double 18. Oh, what a way to start things off. That has set a very high bar. Dirk van Duijvenbode, I was losing my voice there after that one. That was astonishing. I mean, he took his time, and I just wondered what he was going through there, what the thought process was. Just the 40 as well, so a missed opportunity there for Dirk as he looks to get the second break of throw. Danny Noppert will be closing in. Well, he's trimmed off this 65.
85.
I think if you'd have asked me beforehand how was this going to go, I would have said Danny Noppert will average 95. He's just one of those players, he's always mid. So to see him around the 83 mark right now, Dirk van Duijvenbode has got to grab this opportunity while it's there, because Danny will not continue to play like this.
Yeah,
he's swaying them all over the place. It's so unlike Noppert.
I mean, I've said it before as well about Danny. He is one of the biggest grafters on the tour as well. 34. He is such a resilient player. Even, I don't think there's anything like a lost cause in his vocabulary or in his strategy. He is such a resilient player. 20 for tops here. Oh, sorry.
40.
Well,
yeah, no, I like that play he was doing. He went very safe, but yeah, blame the hand, blame the sweat.
Yeah,
it's just a poor dart in the end. But Danny, this has to go. This has to get him going, this double top.
Yeah, so the third leg, Danny.
And that it does. That's the best dart that Danny Noppert's thrown in this game. Just very typical, very more methodical play, very clever. Lots of bottle.
108.
And that's what you think of when you think of Dirk van Duijvenbode. You think of the 180s. But it was great for Danny when he won that UK Open. It was an incredible victory over Michael Smith, 11-10. At the time when we were thinking, is Michael Smith ever going to win a major? You know the rest of the story.
Absolutely. I mean, you played Danny, of course, in that 2017 final, didn't you? So you played him before then, obviously, but that was the first real big occasion that Danny Noppert had in his fledgling career.
Yes, only the greats get beaten in a Lakeside final, Danny. As he looks at tops, this could be beautiful. That is Danny Noppert, that's what he's all about. Yesterday, this afternoon, has anyone you've really liked their performance as well? I've got to shout while you're having a little look, have a little think. Krzysztof Ratajski is, that reserve coming in, that strange circumstance, playing a player who's already beat him. What a story that would be.
I've got to say, if Sedlacek had won, he would have been a strong candidate. But I've got to say, Leon Weber, I mean, he has put in 2 really good performances. Coming back against Wasimena yesterday and beating the defending champion. I mean, it's only his second European Tour event as well, so I think there's a strong case to be made for Weber being the man of the weekend so far.
Excellent set of play from Noppert. Dirk van Duijvenbode was getting a bit of a freebie of a finish here. We've seen a 1-3-7 from Noppert. We're not going to see the 1-5-2 from Dirk. He used that same, just took his time.
Danny, you require 40.
Only Noppert for parity, and importantly, a breaker throw. Beautiful dart, 4-4.
Yeah, the last 2 legs he's won, 12 darts, 13 darts. A shame that he was toppled in the midst of all that, but have been, had he found some scoring consistency earlier on in this match, and had he got himself going, had he got himself established earlier on.
Nonchalant 180 there. Still 6 darts for Dirk van Dijvenbode. How many times have we said this weekend? It's looking like we are going the distance. Been one of those competitions, a slack dart at the end. How important could that be? Because 66, he'll fancy his chances, but it's going to be under an awful lot of pressure because Danny Noppert has found the treble 20.
98.
Might find the 54 that would have left a clear dart at tops, but well, it's all about this route 66 for Van Dijvenbode. Will it be a route to a decider, or will it be a route to Danny Noppert taking this one out? All or nothing here.
48.
I go back to that last start on that setup play. Danny Noppert has not been at his brilliant best, far from it, but he's going to get a match dart. It's Poppy for Noppy. Somehow he gets over the line in that game. Because let me tell you, that was a slow start for Danny Noppert, but 6 darts out of 6 on the doubles. That's why Danny Noppert is giving it the fist bump. And for Dirk van Dijvenbode, he looks a frustrated individual. He has missed an opportunity there, an opportunity taken, and Danny Noppert once again is through to the last 16.